This video and all content on this channel is performed by a pest control professional, and it is always recommended to hire a pest control pro in your area to perform any pest control in or outside your home. Pesticides can harm you and your loved ones. Anyone who is performing the information in this video is doing so at their own risk. If you decide to try the info provided in this video, please always check with the local laws in your area and read the labels of any product you use. The label is the law.
Are you waking up with itchy spots and seeing bugs in your bed? You might have bed bugs. And in this video, I am going to show you how to tell if you have bed bugs and what to do if you find them. My name is Jason, Green Acres Pest Control. If you like this video and you learned something new, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can catch more interesting pest videos like this one. Bed bugs are small, flat insects, about the size of an apple seed. They can live practically anywhere, but most of the time they're found in your bedding, on your box spring, mattress, headboard, footboard, bed rails. They can also hide on your sofas and recliners. You can flip your sofas upside down and look around the staples. There's lots of places that you want to try to look for bed bugs, even behind picture frames and behind baseboards. If you've been waking up with small, itchy red bumps or maybe blood spots in your bed, stay tuned to the end of this video and I'm going to show you exactly what to do to get rid of bed bugs for good. Bed bug bites typically look like clusters of little bites all together, similar to a poison ivy outbreak. Usually 3, 4, or 5 bites in a cluster. People love to say, oh, I have bed bugs because I have 3 bites in a row. Do you know what else bites 3 bites in a row? Fleas. Just because you have bed bug bites doesn't mean that you have bed bugs, or bites that resemble bed bug bites, that is, because flea bites also resemble bed bug bites. So let's be sure. There are some other signs that you have bed bugs. Do you have blood stains on your bed? Blood stains aren't always a sign of bed bugs because you can get a nosebleed, especially in the wintertime when everything dries out. You could have scratched yourself in the middle of the night and gotten a little bit of blood on your sheets. So don't assume that just because you have blood stains in your bed, you have bed bugs either. So let's continue to look. What are other signs of bed bugs? Bed bug droppings. So bed bug droppings appear like little ink smears on your mattress or your box spring. They're not always in the sheets, but typically they are on your box spring and your mattress. These are places that bed bugs like to go and hide. And when they're hiding, they defecate there after they've bitten you. So it's very common to find their poop stains around the edges of your mattress and your box spring. Sometimes you don't find bugs at all. Sometimes you just find casings. What is a casing? A bed bug sheds its skin once every 7 to 10 days after it gets a blood meal. This is before it becomes adult. So an adolescent bed bug bites one every 6 to 10 days, and they will shed their skin, leaving those little skins behind. That's called an instar phase. Bed bugs have 5 instars, so they will shed their skin 5 different times before they become a full-grown adult. You will find these casings in places that bed bugs like to hide, around the corners of mattresses and box springs. You will find them around the bed frame. You can also find casings around baseboards and under other furniture. Check out this one video that I made of bed bug casings and how horrible they can actually be. If you think about the numbers of how many casings this person had a severely infested house of bed bugs because these are mostly casings. Not really a lot of live bugs, but you know a live bug had to be there at one time. So have you noticed any of these signs on your bed or around your bed? Have you noticed all of these things? If you have, more than likely you do have bed bugs. When inspecting for bed bugs, you want to start with the seams of your mattress. First, pull off all of your sheets, your covers, your pillows, your comforters, and check around where the fitted sheet tucks in around the bottom of the mattress. Check that first. Pull that off. If you don't see any bed bugs, check around the seams of your mattress. Pull the mattress off of your box spring. completely off of the frame of your bed. Lean it up against the wall. Pull your box spring up, completely up, and look at the bottom side of your box spring. Usually, this is places that bed bugs like to hide. If I go into a house that has bed bug infestation or assumed bed bug infestation, this is one of the first places I check is under the box spring. Where the box spring touches the bed frame is a really good place to look. Where you have the wooden slats that hold everything all together, check in those. Wherever a wood slat meets another and creates a joint, you want to look in all the joints. Get a flashlight. One of the most important tools of an exterminator is a flashlight. Shine in those cracks and look for insects. You can also look for signs of bed bugs on walls, on the ceiling, on the crown molding. For example, where that cabinet meets the wall, that's considered the crown. Right over in that corner, right there, that's considered the crown. It's really common to find bed bugs in those spots when there is an infestation that's somewhat out of hand. They like to crawl up the wall and hide in the cracks and the crevices around the ceiling. They'll also hide behind picture frames like that. Pull picture frames off the wall and check behind them. Sometimes you'll find bed bugs there. If you find bed bugs in your home, you need to act quickly. You need to treat your home. Now, what do I use to treat a home for bed bugs? If I go into a home, now I have been killing bed bugs for 27 years in pest control. Nearly 30 years of my life, I've been doing bed bug work. What do? I go in and I treat with Crossfire. That's the pesticide that I've used for years. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel because if for some reason Crossfire stops killing bed bugs, you're going to know here first. I will tell you what I start using. So Crossfire is what I use. It's 13 ounces to a gallon, which means you fill your gallon container half full of water. You pour 13 ounces of Crossfire in. Then you fill that gallon all the way up to the gallon mark. It's the easiest way to mix Crossfire because 13 ounces is a lot. A gallon is 128 ounces. So that's 115 ounces of water. And you just can't measure that out. So what you do is you fill your gallon, like I said, half full of water, pour the Crossfire in, and then fill it the rest of the way up to the gallon mark. That is 1 gallon of finished Crossfire solution. Shake it up really good and start treating all the places I'm going to mention next. You'll want to treat around the seams of your mattress with Crossfire. You don't want to soak the mattress. In fact, don't soak the mattress. You don't want to get rid of a bug problem and then end up with a mold problem. So you lightly treat the areas in the cracks and the crevices. You do not want runoff. You do not want to soak the mattress. Don't do this. It's not safe for you and it's not the proper application of the chemical. You also want to remove the felt on the bottom of your box spring. Treat inside the box spring. All the cracks and crevices that you find inside the box spring, treat those. Then treat around where all the staples for that fabric, where it was stapled to the bottom of the box spring, treat all around there. Take the corner guards, just take them off the box spring. Treat all around the corner guards where they were before. Treat the seams of your box spring just like you treated the seams of the mattress. Treat the bed frame of your bed, around the wooden slats, around the headboard, and around the footboard of your bed. Anywhere that wood contacts wood, where there's a seam, treat there. Anywhere metal contacts metal, treat there. Bed bugs do live on metal beds. Don't believe what people tell you and say, oh, I got a metal bed, it solved my problem. That's not true. Bed bugs will live on metal beds. So anywhere you find a screw hole, treat those spots. And you don't have to use a lot of chemical. A lot of people will ask me, well, how much chemical do I need to buy? How much Crossfire do I need? Honestly, I could do probably 4 houses with 1 gallon of finished solution. It doesn't take a lot. You're doing a crack and crevice treatment. Now, a gallon of Crossfire covers 1,000 square feet, but you're not treating 1,000 square feet. You're treating linear footage along a line. So you're not going to treat the entire floor. That's not how you get rid of bed bugs. That's how you get rid of fleas, but not bed bugs. You treat the baseboards. You treat all around the edges of the room. The baseboards, even if the crown molding, if you find bed bugs up there, treat up there. You don't always have to treat up there. If you don't have bed bugs up there, don't treat up there because it's just going to cause dust stains and it's going to be gross and you're not going to have a good day. So there's no real reason to treat every single thing you own. In fact, you don't have to do that at all. Crossfire is a non-repellent chemical, which means as long as you treat the areas between you and the bugs, you're creating a barrier around yourself. If the bed bugs cross over that treated surface, they're going to die. Crossfire is effective for 1 month. So during that entire time after you've treated, Crossfire will kill the bed bugs. The residue kills the bed bugs. There's no reason to treat every week. There's no reason to treat every 2 weeks. You don't need to. You treat once a month. And what I would recommend is once a month for 90 days to ensure complete elimination of your problem. If you continue to have problems outside of that 90-day period, you need to look at how you're infesting your home. Maybe it's a school bus. Maybe it's a family member that's coming to visit. Maybe it's a friend. It's somebody coming into your house, because the only way that you can get bed bugs in your home is if you bring them in yourself or if someone brings them in. Prevention is the key to keeping bed bugs away. If you don't have bed bugs and you're worried you might get bed bugs, you can perform all the steps mentioned in this video to preventatively treat your house for bed bugs. You want to do it at least once a month. I service a lot of Airbnb and VRBO type housing where you can't control who comes in to your house. I treat these houses on a preventative basis. One in particular that I can think of right off the top of my head had bedbug outbreaks twice, even though they had me as pest control. But when I went into the house to treat for bed bugs, which I did do, I didn't find any live bugs. In fact, I found dead ones because I was preventing the treatment. I was preventing the infestation in the first place by treating. If the bugs get brought in, they get into the chemical and they die. So this is how I treat all of my rental houses that I work for professionally. I go in and I treat them for bed bugs because I assume that people are going to bring them in. And this helps a lot. It helps. It's helped 100% of the time. All the houses that I have ever done, rentals, that were worried they would get bed bugs, when they did bring bed bugs in, they were already dead before I got there. So prevention, prevention, prevention. I can't say it enough. If you're continuing to fight bed bugs 3, 4, 5, 6 months later, you may need a professional. I know I say this at the beginning of all of my videos that I recommend hiring a professional. Sometimes professionals are needed. Sometimes you just aren't able to get rid of the problem without hiring somebody. This is a video on how to save you money so you don't have to hire somebody if you don't need to. I try to give you the power, the control over your own situation. So hopefully this video will help you do that. But if not, don't be ashamed to hire a professional. Sometimes you need help. If I had a problem with the motor in my car, I would take it to a mechanic because I'm not a professional. And ultimately, it would save me money in the long run because I'm not constantly having to go back and forth to the store trying all these different ways to fix my car. You are the same. You don't want to be going back and forth, dealing with the stress that bed bugs will bring you, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Okay? So if you continue to have problems and you just can't do it on your own, hire somebody. We can help. If you've ever been dealing with bed bugs before, or maybe you've had to hire an exterminator to get rid of bed bugs, please share your information in my comment section below. I've tried to build a community around bedbug elimination and other pest control problems that people have. So if there's anything that you can share with the community, then please do so. It helps a lot of people. But now that you know the signs and what to look for and how to tell if you have bed bugs, hopefully you'll be able to go out there and get rid of this bedbug problem on your own without having to hire a professional. If you like this video, again, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. And I hope you've learned something new today on how to find out if you have bed bugs. Y'all have a great day. I appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.